Again, everybody, Dave Brown with Michael St. John. We're here at ringside, ready to go with another day of USWA Championship Wrestling action. Great crowd on hand here today. Looking forward to a good one.
I'll tell you, Dave, I think they're celebrating summertime. The wrestling action is hot here today, too. We have a match today on television that everybody's been waiting for.
Oh, yeah.
Jerry the King Lawler will take on flamboyant Eric Embry.
They finally get to face each other in the ring right here on television today, and stand by. That one's coming up very shortly.
Boy, get your seatbelts fastened for that one, because you don't want to miss these two. Oh, boy. Also, tag team action. Danny Davis will team with Rob Zakowski. They'll go against Mr. Chris Candido and Dong Chow Mang. That should be a very interesting match. Judge Dredd and Samu, not Shamu, made an interesting debut last week here. They'll be back for tag team action. And then our main event, Carl Stiles and Dr. Tom Pritchard with the Miss Texas in their corner will take on Superstar Bill Dundee and the Dirty White Boy with Dirty White Girl in their corner. What a lineup we got today.
Some kind of main event. Yeah, you're not going to want to miss that one either. In between, a special interview coming up with Jeff Jarrett and Robert Fuller. We got so much action, including that big Lawler-Embry match coming up. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Tell you what, Lawler versus Embry coming up here in just a moment. First, though, I want to show you kind of what went on a few days ago between Jerry and a guy called Leatherface. Now, Jerry was out here a week ago talking about Leatherface and said, hey, show up. I don't know, a guy in a Halloween mask. I don't have much. Here comes the king right here. Maybe we could just get Jerry to tell us a little bit about that situation and how he feels now after going against this Leatherface. Jerry, just talking about this Leatherface, I don't think maybe you had much respect for him going in. How about now after the match?
Well, you're right. It's a little bit of a different story. Thanks. A little bit of a different story. No, you're right. I knew that Eric Embry was going to try to come up with some different people to put some distance between he and I, that he was going to try to line up as many opponents for me as he could to keep me from finally getting to him. And, the Texas Ranger was first, and then, I just thought this Leatherface was going to be another in a long list of a bunch of bums that he was going to try to use as bait or whatever. Well, it turned out that this guy was a little more than that, a little more than I had anticipated. It was something straight out of the movie. He came to the ring with a chainsaw, and it was a little bit of a wild situation. And I thought for a long time there that I had more than I bargained for. As a matter of fact, if you want to roll the film, we can see that. But the end result came out good for me in this particular match. But that's where I was going to get 3 minutes with Eric Embry if I could beat Leatherface. But then the 3 minutes was not as satisfying as I had hoped it would be. I think the film will speak for itself.
Well, let's take a look at the videotape right now. This is what happened a few days ago.
Apart, man. Rip it. Come on, King. What you got, King? Hey, the King's tough, ain't he? Is this your King? Is that your King, Eddie Marlin? He ain't nothing, man. Rip his face apart, man.
Going up to the top rope, comes down hard with a splash on the King, takes the chair out, just nails Lawler right across the back with it. Look out as Leatherface going to work with the metal chair, shoves referee Frank Morrell down, just slams it again across the back of the King. Referee Frank Morelli trying to get the chair away from Leatherface. Leatherface back to Morrell into the turnbuckle. Lawler up, takes the chair away. Leatherface across the top of the head, has him staggering. Lawler rolls him up. 1, 2, 3. Start the clock. The match has begun. Eric Edwards has yelled for the clock to start. The match has begun. Embry picks Lawler up for the pile driver. Pile drives Lawler center of the ring. Embry picks up a chain, takes it, wraps it around his fist, and nails Lawler with it. Embry continues to punish the King with that chain. Embry fired up. 2 minutes to wrestle. 1 minute pass. 1 minute pass, 2 to wrestle. In the 3 minutes that Lawler gets with Embry. Embry just DDTs Lawler. Back in the center of the ring. Embry stopping at nothing. Again, wanting to end Lawler's career with the power. Embry stomps away on the King. Embry picking him up for a possible pile driver. Embry sets him up, pile drives the King for a second time. 2 minutes pass, 1 minute to wrestle, 2 minutes pass. Lawler trying to get up on his feet. Going up to the top rope. Comes down. Lawler nails him in the midsection. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Lawler fires back on Embry. Right and left. Lawler sets him up. Goes down low. DDT. 10 seconds. Lawler has Embry rocking and wailing. That's the end of the 3 minutes. The 3 minutes has expired. The 3-minute time limit has expired on the match.
Eric Embry, I know you can hear me back there, Eric Embry. You made us slip out of this. But I'm tired of Texas, I'm tired of you, and I'm telling you and the whole world that I'm booking a match with you and Jerry Lawler on TV.
And we've got it right here today.
We have got it right here today. Now, you know, that wasn't too enjoyable a piece of footage for me to stand here and watch, except for about the last 45 seconds. Well, that's where this is going to pick up right after this next commercial break. At the end of that 45 seconds is where I'm going to start off. Eric Embry, get ready, boy, because it's me and you right here for all the world to see. You've been running your mouth for months, and today it's put up or shut up. And I think all of these people out here are going to see you get shut up right here today.
Stay right here. We'll be back with this match right after this. The King waits in the ring along with referee Paul Neighbors for Eric Embry. Here comes Tojo Yamamoto leading the way with a Texas. What is this?
Wait a minute. Embry on crutches?
What is going on here? The match is signed, and here comes Eric Embry hobbling out here on crutches. What is going on here? What?
You just saw that tape. You just saw the tape. When I was leaving the ring, man, I stumbled and I sprained my ankle so bad, the doctor said I'd been better off to have broke it, Lawler.
What are you trying to say, Eric Embry?
I ain't trying to say nothing, Lawler. I'm telling you. But I can't wrestle you right now. But I'll wrestle you anytime, anywhere. Don't make no difference. You gotta let my ankle heal, man. The people saw the tape. You saw the tape. You saw when I was leaving the ring.
I saw you leave at a pretty good speed, too. I didn't see you sprain the ankle.
Yes, the doctor said, I can't. I wish I could. I wish I could. I can't hear him. What'd you tell me to do?
He's saying there's nothing wrong with your ankle. The match is signed, and you need to climb in the ring, and I agree with him right there, too.
There ain't nothing I can do about it, Lawler. I ain't afraid of you.
There's nothing wrong with you, Eric Embry.
The doctor said I'd been better off to have broke it, man. Hey, you can have your match.
I know what your deal is. I'll say this. You don't have a problem with your ankle.
I do, too.
No, you got back problems. You got a big yellow streak down the middle of it. That's what your problem is.
You're lucky I'm hurt.
Get in the ring.
You're lucky
Come on.
I'm hurt, man. Let me tell you something. Tom Pritchard, my partner, said he'll wrestle you here today on
I don't want to
TV.
wrestle Tom Pritchard.
Why,
want
you chicken?
I'm not wrestling
I
one of your
can't.
stooges.
You gonna try to beat up somebody that's crippled?
There's Pritchard out here.
I can't. Pritchard said he'd wrestle you.
No, I want you, Eric.
Hey, Lawler.
Holy cow!
Great.
Broke that crutch right over Lawler.
Oh. Yeah, got a hurt ankle, huh?
Eric Embry.
Pearl Harbor's in there as Lawler turned. Lawler turned to say something to Tom Pritchard, and then when his back was turned, Embry nails him with that crutch. Boy, this guy, week after week, it's incredible how Embry, as the ringleader of this Texas bunch.
Dave, this is absolutely disgusting. There was nothing wrong with Eric Embry.
Which we all knew. I mean, we saw the videotape, and he was running from ringside, but now came out here with the crutches. Lawler knew that, and as soon as his back's turned, what does Embry do? Blasted him with that crutch.
Hell in Texas, I'm telling you, I have been looking so forward to this. I don't know. I just can't explain. Eric Embry he's got to be out of his mind, Dave. He's got to be out of his mind.
We can almost go back to the videotape there, because remember how that started. Embry had a chain wrapped around his fist and jumped Lawler from behind.
You're right.
It looks like Embry knows that he better not face Lawler. He better jump him from behind if he wants an advantage. That's what he's doing here again today.
He can't wrestle him like a man, Dave. He's got to have something to take to divert Jerry's attention. And then he attacks him from behind. With even Tom Pritchard coming out and getting in the ring, acting like he was going to have a match, just so Embry could get at Lawler and break that crutch over the man's head.
Well, the match was signed. We were looking forward to it, as Michael said. Lawler was looking forward to it. But boy, what a start it got off to, and Jerry started at a great disadvantage after having a crutch broken over his back.
Well, we know Jerry Lawler can take a lot of punishment, and look out.
Oh!
Lawler's got that look, Dave.
Oh, my goodness, there's the strap down. Look out now, Eric Embry.
Embry's in trouble now. Uh-oh.
There he goes.
He's running. Lawler's right on his tail. Lawler and Embry around the ring, now through the ring. He's throwing a chair in there. Lawler, a man possessed right now, going after Eric Embry. Eric throwing that strap down. Here they go again.
Round and round through the ring. Lawler almost had his hands on him there. Stopped to pick up the chair. And Embry cowering in the ring, trying to just stay away from Lawler. When Lawler yanked that strap down, every fan in America knew he was looking for Eric Embry right there. And Embry knows, well, there he goes. He has no hurt ankle, I tell you, as quickly as he was moving. Eric Embry out of here. It's a count out. Give Lawler the victory. But, you know, even though Lawler has just run him out of here, the King, I guarantee you, is still not going to be totally satisfied with the outcome. Boy, his face is a mess. He really got pounded there by Eric Embry.
He wants him back out here, Dave, but I'll tell you, Eric Embry ain't gonna come back out here against Jerry Lawler.
I'm with Jerry. I would love to have him back out here, but I tell you, there's no point in us hanging around to do that. We just might as well take a break. We will be back with more action in just a moment. Well, in the ring right now, we've got Chris Candido, and his partner is Dong Chow Mang. These two are teamed up here. Mr. Charisma, Chris Candido, I should say. Look, coming in here right now. Right there, Danny Davis and his partner, Rob Zukowski, greeting the fans on their way to ringside. That light heavyweight belt around the waist of Danny Davis. Oh, Zukowski with some acrobatics flipping into the ring. You know, Michael, I overheard Chris Candido talking to the referee before Danny Davis and Rob got here. He said, hey, my partner's skilled in the martial arts. Don't be surprised if you see a chop or two in there. I guess letting the referee know he's going to be throwing a chop. So we'll keep our eyes open for that. Referee Paul Neighbors says, ring the bell, and here we go.
Danny Davis starting off against Chris Candido. Should be, as you say, Dave, an interesting match because this will mix the catch-as-catch-can style of wrestling, the Australian style of wrestling, up against the kickboxing style of Dong Chow Mang and Rob Zukowski. Nice shoulder block by Danny Davis. Off the ropes. Nice reversal. Davis recovering very quickly. Candido, I think, a little surprised at the ferocity of this this match thus far. I'll tell you, I hate to divert from this match, Dave, but I am so disgusted over the behavior of Eric Embry. When Jerry Lawler gets his hands on Eric Embry, sooner or later, he's gonna take it out of his hide.
Well, you're exactly right, and it may very well be sooner. You know, Lawler is going to be looking for him. Two meetings that Lawler had really looked forward to, and neither of them has been very satisfactory due to Lawler's being jumped behind in both from behind in both cases.
Right now, Rob Zukowski and Dong Chow Mein look like they're doing a good bit of wrestling in the ring. The Vietnamese kickboxing star put a chop into the midsection. Look at this, Zukowski off the, whoa, beauty! Look at that kick to the chest. Rob Zukowski. Reversal, Dong Chow Mang rolls him up, 1-2, almost a pinfall.
I'm impressed with both of them, their athletic ability of these two kickboxing champions.
Off the ropes again. Dong Chow Mein with a couple of forward rolls. Now a front head scissors. I haven't seen that in years in wrestling.
Oh, goodness.
Got a 2 count, but that's all. Now Dong Chow Mein gonna come over the top rope. Oh, he missed.
Good move by Zukowski to get out of the way.
Savant kick tag has made Danny Davis coming in against the little man. I'm sure Danny is, whoa, did he ever clothesline him that time? Picks up Dong Chow Mang, gonna slam him down. I'm sure Danny is very aware of the kickbox prowess of the young Vietnamese star.
No doubt about it, but I wonder if Dong Chow Mang is aware of the speed and athletic ability of Danny Davis. He's also a fine, Candido popped him with a right fist.
Candido has been very impressive since coming to the USWA, and he seems to get his feet wet and get better and better with the competition here in the USWA each and every week.
Has a bit of an attitude problem, calls himself Mr. Charisma, and asks that we do the same.
Yeah, he likes to refer to us as chump. I'm not a chump, I don't think. I hope not. Candido off the ropes. Danny Davis flying back body drop. Tag made. Here comes Rob Zukowski into the ring. Up against Candido. This should be real interesting.
You know, Danny Davis coaching Rob there said, don't...
What an impressive move.
Ask me if I'm impressed. The answer is you better believe it. My goodness, Zukowski, Danny Davis, good-looking tag team, and some moves that we have not seen in a long time, if ever. Rob Zukowski, Danny Davis get themselves a victory. 3 minutes, 5 seconds, the time on it. And Rob, could we get you over here before you leave? If you What an impressive display of athletic ability you just put on right there.
Oh, thank you very much. I got to tell you, I feel great. These people are great. They really make me feel welcome here.
Well, if you keep winning matches and displays like that, they're going to stay behind you, I guarantee you.
Oh, with them behind me, I should keep winning, too. I got to tell you, they're great.
All right. Watch yourself, Rob. I would have thought you wouldn't want to be out here anymore.
You ain't bad, man. You ain't bad. I've been watching you for a couple weeks. But you're lacking one thing. You're lacking a mean streak, man. He ain't me. You ain't me. You come with me and Pritchard from Texas, we can teach you how to be mean, Rob, and you'll go right to the top, man. What do you say? What do you say, Rob? You're going to come with us and we'll teach you how to be mean.
Eric, I haven't been here very long.
No.
But from what these people have told me about you, I wouldn't spit on you if you were on fire.
Oh, come on, Embry.
Here we go again.
Jumping everybody from
Put it
behind.
right into the pole, Dave. As soon as Rob Zukowski turned his back, you can't turn your back on Eric Embry. Here comes Lawler.
Oh, look out, Eric Embry. Maybe you shouldn't be here, huh? Lawler has got it. He tackles him in the ring. Embry. He got away from him. Boy, Jerry had him for a minute.
Lawler hasn't given up the chase. Eric Embry cowering down and slipping out. Jerry Lawler's grasp again.
Boy, almost. He was that close, though. Jerry attending to Rob Zukowski right here. We'll be back with more USWA action. Dave Brown and Michael St. John right back here at ringside, joined by yet another special guest. This is Feifel Mauskowitz from the movie An American Tale. 4 feet tall, and one of the things that you can win Monday night, Pipkin Building at the fairgrounds. Hot summer special coming up. In addition to Feifel, also going to be giving away 2 trips on the Memphis Queen and 2 dinners for 2 at Spaghetti Warehouse. There will be entry blanks available Monday night, and absolutely no purchase necessary in order to be eligible to win. Hot summer special coming up. 8 o'clock is when it all begins at the Pipkin Building Monday night. Parade of Champions coming up once again, as Doug Gilbert and Chris Candido will be going in the opening match of the night. Following that, Rob Zukowski, boy, we just saw him right here, and I must congratulate the young man for not throwing in with a Texas bunch. Eric Embry and all of that got his head on straight. He's already demonstrated his athletic ability. He will be going against one of the Texans, though, and Tex Salinger Monday night at the Pipkin Building. World Light Heavyweight title match. Following that, Danny Davis, as we mentioned, when he was on his way to the ring, he had that belt around his waist. Well, Dong Chao Mang, the Vietnamese kickboxing champion, will be challenging for that World Light Heavyweight title come Monday night.
I'll tell you, Danny Davis is going to have his hands full because Dong Chao Mein, a little unorthodox kickboxing champion. Danny's going to have to be ready for that one.
Round robin tournament coming up then. The winner will get a Southern Heavyweight title match. Winner of match number 1 against the winner of match number 2. We'll have more to say about that. Oh, here we go right here. Match number 1. The superstar, Bill Dundee, going against Carl Stiles. Carl Stiles has been in the USWA for a number of weeks, and if he can defeat Bill Dundee, which I guarantee is not going to be an easy task, he will be in a Southern Heavyweight title match. Then, round-robin match number 2, hot stuff, Eddie Gilbert going against that really wild-looking Tagar, the one with, shoots the fire from the fingertips and all of that sort of thing. Eddie Gilbert against Tagar in round-robin match number 2. Then, following that, it's going to be a mixed man and ladies tag team match. Dirty White Boy and Dirty White Girl in one corner. On the other side, it's going to be Tom Pritchard and Miss Texas, Sweet Georgia Brown. That one should be something to see.
And we'll see the ladies in the ring, actually. They've been fighting in the ring, not legally, but they've been fighting in the ring. And when these two get at each other, goodness knows what's going to happen.
You're right. Mixed man and ladies rules apply in that one. Then, in this next one, it's going to be one of those matches where the loser of the match splits the team. In other words, if Jeff Jarrett and Robert Fuller do not win, their team is split up. On the other hand, if they can defeat Judge Dredd and Samu, then Judge Dredd and Samu is a team we won't have to worry about anymore. Loser splits the team. Jarrett and Fuller going against Judge Dredd and Samu. Then the big main event of the night. And boy, I can't wait for this one. Embry out here on crutches, claiming to have a hurt ankle, all of that sort of thing, and then blasted Lawler with a crutch around from behind. But come Monday night at the Pipkin Building, in the ring, grudge match of the year, no disqualification, Jerry Lawler against flamboyant Eric Embry. Get ready for that one. That one right there is going to be the match of the week in the world, let me tell you.
I agree with you 100%, Dave. In fact, Eric Embry's liable to end up like this stuffed animal we have on our desk after that's all over with, because Lawler, he's going to catch him, and he'll get him Monday night at the Pipkin Building.
Boy, I tell you what, it is going to be some kind of night. Don't forget about the Hot Summer Special, chance to win our buddy Feifel here, and all the other action coming up Monday night at the Pipkin Building. Again, the start time is 8 o'clock. All right, let's... I tell you what, let's take a break right here, and then we'll be back and maybe have some comments about that round-robin tournament when we return. You know, some time ago, each week we used to check the USWA Top 10 contenders. We have not done that too much lately, but we need to get back to it, I think. At least today we want to take a look at it. I see the superstar Bill Dundee headed this way. Let's bring him on over here, and then maybe... Bill, hello there. We were just talking about the USWA Top 10 contenders. Maybe you stand right here with us, and let's run through that list, if you don't mind. All right, let's start with number 10. Number 10, starting at the top and reading down. Danny Davis. Number 9, Carl Stiles. Dirty White Boy is number 8. Tagar is number 7. Number 6 is Robert Fuller. Number 5 on the contender list is Bill Dundee. You're number 5 there. Number 4, Tom Pritchard. Dr. Tom. Jeff Jarrett is number 3, former champion. Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, the number 2 contender, and, well, not the number 1 contender, actually. Number 1 is the USWA champion, and that, of course, is Eric Embry. So that's the way the top 10 stacks up. You are number 5, looking to move up.
That's right, Dave, and this is a round-robin tournament. Now, I know I got to beat Carl Stiles, and you got to beat Tagar, Eddie Gilbert. Now, I really think you can do that, brother, because you've been around a long time, and you're number 2 in the top 10, and I'm number 5. So if you look at it wrote down on a piece of paper, you're better off than I am. You're the favorite. Well, I'm going to change all that, brother, because Bill Dundee, like I said, everybody can have a little slip in their career, and I feel like mine was doing that, and we all know why. Because I was worried about Jamie Dundee. He was running around with the likes of Eric Embry and Tom Pritchard and everybody else filling his head up with nonsense. Well, I got him home where he belongs, so I don't have to worry about nothing but wrestling. So, Mr. Gilbert, I hope you beat Tagar, because I know I'm going to beat Carl Stiles, and when it gets down to you and me, brother, we're going to see who's number 2, and we're going to see who's going to wrestle the champion when this is all over. So all I'm going to tell you, Eddie, if you walk down that aisle, brother, and you come to wrestle, you're going to get a wrestling match. If you walk down the aisle and you come to fight, you're going to get a fight. And if it comes to fighting, brother, I've been around a long time, and there's a lot of things that your daddy probably never showed you that I'm going to show you personal and up close, brother. So like I said, Eddie, I hope you make it to the finals of that tournament, because I'm going to be there. And if you want to wrestle, we'll show the whole world how good wrestlers we are. And if you beat me fair and square, I'll jump up and shake your hand and say you was the better man on that night. But if it turns into a fight, brother, I'm doing whatever it takes to win. Thank you, Dave.
All right, thank you, Bill. Looking to move up. He's number 5 on the list right now. Michael, let's just check the whole list, as a matter of fact.
Bottom to top again, number 10, Nightmare Danny Davis. Carl Stiles entering the list at number 9. Dirty White Boy Tony Anthony at 8. Number 7 is Tagar, moving up the list very quickly. Tennessee stud Robert Fuller at number 6. The superstar, as you say, Dave at number 5. And then Dr. Tom Pritchard in 4. Jeff Jarrett in 3. Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert pinched in that number 2 spot. And, of course, the champion, flamboyant Eric Embry, the Southern Heavyweight title top 10 list.
Interesting round-robin tournament coming up with a winner guaranteed a shot at that Southern title. In the ring right now, we are just about set to go with another match. And coming this way, that's Judge Dredd you're looking at. His partner from Samoa, Samu, has already rolled into the ring. Ken Raper is trying to stay out of his way until referee can finish the instructions and get this one going. Ken Raper and Brian Collins with their work cut out for them here today. Boy, Paul Neighbors is Judge Dredd attacks Ken Raper.
And right away, the action is underway before the bell can be rung. And Judge Dredd sending Ken Raper into the ropes and catches him with that big size 18 boot. Dave Brown, after their debut here on Championship Wrestling last week, I was talking to one of the fans. They said it reminds me of Rocky and Bullwinkle. Rocky, the flying squirrel, there he is right there. Samu just flying all over the place, and then the big man doing the grudge work, if you would.
That's a pretty good analogy right there. And Rocky has just tagged Bullwinkle. That huge Judge Dredd comes in with a big knee lift and choking Ken Raper. Look at that. He's got him bent back on the rope, choking away. Referee is calling for the break, and Judge Dredd breaks it just in the nick of time.
Judge Dredd may not be the most scientific wrestler, but boy, oh boy, has he got a lot of power and strength. That frame, what is he, 6'7", 6'8"?
6'8", yeah.
Whoa.
345, I think, something like that. He's huge.
He is absolutely huge. Tag is made. Here comes Brian Collins in, and before he can get going, Judge Dredd right on him, just smothering him in the corner. Dredd, whoa, slams him against the turnbuckles, a big body splash into the buckles. He picks up Collins. Dredd body slams him. Tag is made. Here's Samu. And Samu flying off that top rope. Couple of knees into the jaw, going right after young Brian Collins. And boy, oh boy, this is an intense young man and a lot smaller in size, but what a unique tag team with the big man and the little man.
He is vicious, Samu, off the shoulders of Judge Dredd, which is much taller than the top rope. Oh, count of 3, that's it.
Samu getting the victory for his team. They used that same move to win the match, and now Samu with a big back body drop on Ken Raper. Judge Dredd, a little insult to injury, punishing young Brian Collins.
Boy, Samu got so high in the air that time, he bumped into one of the lights, which is way up above the ring, and it shocked him. I'm not sure he knows what it is to begin with. And he is still staring at it. Samu and Judge Dredd get themselves a win here, and they head out of the rest. There's Samu still pointing up there. Whatever that is, that's a light. That's what he kicked that light. He was up so high in the air. Whoa.
That's an odd tag team, but so far they're undefeated in the USWA.
They're awesome, no doubt about it. I tell you, another team that's awesome, that unlikely pairing. We don't have to talk about that anymore. We've said it enough times. Jeff Jarrett and Robert Fuller, they signed a pact. They've been together. They're the champions. They have a very special interview on videotape, and here it is right now.
As you can see, myself and Robert are standing here in the Dallas Sportatorium, and we just successfully defended our World Tag Team titles. And yeah, last week we weren't at TV, and I feel like me and Robert served a real good cause.
We sure did.
And I'm going to let Robert tell you in just a few minutes of why we're not going to be there this morning. You know, we've got an important match coming up this week against Judge Dredd and Sabu. And, you know, me and Robert have faced an awful lot of teams, an awful lot of combinations. And these two guys mix together about like me and Robert do, like oil and water. But, you know, I feel awful confident, and Robert does too, because he's said it time and time again. He thinks we're the best team in the country.
You got that right.
But there's something about this match that keeps sticking in my mind, and I keep clicking over and over. And I know there's somebody out there conspiring to split this team. That's right, to split the team. And the thing that bothers me about this match is that it's no disqualification. And that means there really are no rules, and that these guys might have a surprise in their mind, but me and Robert, we've done a lot of thinking. Rob, we've got a...
You know, that's right. We got a little couple of surprises ourselves. You know, we're not very far away today, I can tell you that. And what we're doing is very important to us. We're securing ourselves, because we figured, just like Jeff said, there's somebody out there, and they're laying low for Jeff and myself. They not only want to beat us, they want to see us no longer be a team, no longer be champions. They'd even probably like to see us throat to throat. I'm going to tell you, whatever your name is, you're not going to get the job done. What you've done, you got a no disqualification split the team match here, Jeff. I remember just a little while back, or a couple of years ago, actually, when I took a Coca-Cola bottle, wrapped it up in the bottom of my jacket sleeve, came down to the ringside and slapped your face with it real good, put some stitches in the side of your head. That today I'm very sorry for, but I want to tell you, boys,
you got a few tricks, don't you, Rob?
That's it. That's something you call a surprise. I had a couple others, too, Jeff.
Yeah, I remember that one day that you come out on TV and you got all excited and you was talking about spring fever and you had baseball in your mind. Well, I sort of got caught up in it, and I was excited, and I watched the event. And, you know, push come to shove, and you had your ball gloves out there and your ball bats, and I got the worst end of that bat.
Well, that's right. I hit you with the bat, and I'm sorry for that today. But I'm going to tell you this, gentlemen. I'm not going to be sorry for anything that happens when you come to try to take these belts or split this team. The one thing you better realize, no DQ means exactly that, no disqualification. That means we also can have surprises, and that's exactly where we're at today, securing a surprise for our fans and our people. You bring on all of your surprises you can bring, baby, and you remember this, the Tennessee stud and Jeff Jarrett ain't gonna be coming up short when it comes to surprises.
There they are, the world champions. No disqualification on that match, which is going to be coming up.
And what a merger.
If you look coming out here.
Dave, he wants you.
You know, we've seen enough of you.
What's Jarrett and Fuller talking about, man? They're talking about split the team. They're talking about surprises. Man, there's no disqualification. And you know what's going to happen? Jarrett and Fuller ain't never, ever going to tag again. You wonder who's behind it all? Well, man, it ain't me. Because if it was me, they wouldn't even be together right now. You know what I'm saying, man? You don't like me being out here or something?
I don't like you being out here. You've been out here enough already.
Nothing you can do about it, man.
Well, there
I'm
is.
from Texas.
I tell you what I'll do. Let me tell you, you just take it on out of here.
I'll do whatever I want to do, man. Plain and simple. Now, what?
You heard Dave Brown. He said he didn't like for you to be out here.
I'll do what I want to do, man.
And no, you don't do. This is not Texas. You're not.
Well, who the hell you think you are?
Hey,
I'm
hey,
the
hey.
promoter here, and I'm running this, and Dave Brown don't
Has Eric Embry lost his mind? Going after promoter Eddie Marlin. Holy cow, Dave, what is with Eric Embry? Are you absolutely crazy?
Hey, you put him. You okay? Lawler got a hand on him there. There they are in the ring, Lawler after Eric Embry. And there, well, that's one way to get rid of Eric Embry.
No, the only way to get rid of Eric Embry, I'm fed up with Texas. I'm fed up with Eric Embry. And after what he did today, he put his hands on me and Michael St. John. As of right now, Eric Embry is fired. He's no longer with you.
I agree with you. Get rid of him. Get him out of here. We don't want him around here anymore.
You see what he did to me. You see what he did to Michael. He's through. He's had enough of him in Texas.
He's out of here.
So I don't, and then in other words, you fire him, I don't get a match with him.
Lolly, he's come out here for months and interfered in every match, and I've had it up to here.
Hey, Eddie, I know that. I realize that. Everybody's had it up here with Eric Embry. Everybody out here hates Eric Embry as much as you do, but not as much as I do. Nobody wants to see him out of here any worse than me. But don't let him get out of here without somebody getting to whip his big, fat, obnoxious, low-life rear end. And believe me, if you fire him, then that just takes that chance right out of my hands. I got the match signed, I got what I want, and I promise you, I'll make you this promise. You let me have him just one time, then I don't care what you do with him, because there won't be nothing left of him to fire. I promise you that. I'll take care of it.
Let me tell you one thing. I said I was fed up to here with him, and I am. I'll turn him over to you. You want him, you have him, you better control him.
I ain't going to control him. I don't want to control him. All I want to do is get that one match with him, Eddie. And I promise you, I'll beat him so bad, he'll leave here on his own. You won't have to worry about firing him. Just let me have the one match with him.
Find out then, Dave. You got it. You got it.
All right. Well, I'm not sure I agree with you, King. I'd like to see him just fired out of here, but I understand your position.
All I want to say is this, Eric Embry. I'm sure you're back there listening, and I'm sure you know what just took place. You're looking at a guy right now who just may be completely nuts because I just saved your job. But what I did, Eric Embry, was I just bought you a little bit of time. Because like I told Eddie Marlin, I promise you this, And I promise all of these fans, I promise Eddie Marlin, most importantly, I promise myself that when I get through with you this week, when I get through with you in that match, you're not going to be waiting around for any peak slip from Eddie Marlin. You're going to be on the first thing smoking right out of town because you ain't going to want to see me again in life. That is a promise, Eric Embry.
The King. We're going to regroup. I don't know what we got when we come back, but we'll be back in a moment. You're all right.
I think so.
Tell you what, we have not allowed that. We're not going to have any of that out here. And Eddie Marlin, I still think, here comes Jerry back out here.
I think Eric Embry's lost his mind.
Well, I agree with you. And I would just as soon to let the firing stand and get rid of it. Okay. Are you?
You guys just go about your business. Do whatever you're fixing to do, finish the rest of the show, have the interviews, have the matches. All I want to do is, Eric Embry, you're so big and bad, you want to come out here every few minutes and disrupt the show. Well, now we're going to give you a personal invitation. If you want to come on out here anytime during the rest of this show, feel welcome, son. But I'm going to be right here waiting for you. So come on out here, boy, any chance you get. Go ahead, guys. I'll just sit right here.
All right. Well,
I feel a lot safer.
Appreciate having the protection, I guarantee you. All right, well, let's just go as scheduled here. First of all, let's tell you how you can book wrestling to raise money for your organization, wrestling in your town, or if you would like to book a personal appearance by some of the wrestlers, this is the number to call, Championship Marketing. It's area code 901-358-2924. One more time to give you a chance to write it down, area code 901-358-2924. That's the number to call. Hey, and also something special coming up tomorrow. I'm going to let you tell everybody about the wrestling action around the territory. But, King, the softball team's going to be in action in New Albany, Mississippi for a doubleheader.
That's exactly right. I'd like to invite Eric Embry to come on down there, Eric Embry. Anywhere I am, you're more than welcome. Just show up, pal. Just get within arm's reach of me. Anytime, anywhere, because I want some of you so bad I can taste it.
I don't. If Embry is wise, he won't show up there. But Victor's Pizza will. They're the Mississippi State champions, and that's the doubleheader tomorrow. Again, that's 1:30, New Albany, Mississippi, at the fairgrounds. Michael, what about wrestling action?
Tonight in Jonesboro, Arkansas, Dave, what a super card coming up at the Earl Bell Community Center over on Church Street at 8 o'clock. Tickets are on sale at Front Page Cafe and Caraway Plaza in Jonesboro. The box office opens at 3 o'clock. You can call 501-932, whatever the number was there for a ticket. Tickets are on sale now in Jonesboro. On that card, Jeff Jarrett and Robert Fuller, the World Tag Team Champions, will be in Jonesboro tonight. Dirty White Boy will be there. Of course, Dirty White Girl. Jerry the King Lawler marks his return to Jonesboro. And perhaps, Jerry, you can get a hold of Eric Embry in Jonesboro tonight.
If all he's got to do is show that ugly mug of his over there, and I'll do it, brother.
All right, Jonesboro, Arkansas tonight, Earl Bell Community Center, match time, 8 o'clock. Action is coming to Thrasher, Mississippi, at the Thrasher High School football field at 8 o'clock on Thursday, July 4th. A fireworks 4th of July spectacular, and the fireworks are definitely going to be in the ring. Tickets on sale at Bree Bob's Cafe, Highway 45 in Boonville. Proceeds to benefit the Thrasher High School Building Fund. All that coming your way July 4th. Jeff Jarrett, Robert Fuller, Superstars, Bill Dundee, and many, many more in Thrasher, Mississippi. You can save $1 on advance tickets. And wrestling action is coming to Clarksdale, Mississippi on Friday, July 12th at the Civic Auditorium. In the weeks to come, we'll have that full lineup in Clarksdale for Friday, July 12th at 8 o'clock. But tonight, Jonesboro, Arkansas, action coming your way.
Here's Eddie Marlin right here. Eddie?
Dave, I just want to come out here and assure the people that Jeff Jarrett and Robert Fuller would be in Jonesboro tonight. Also, I want to tell Eric Embry, the only reason you're going to be on the card in Jonesboro tonight, because this man right here, Jerry the King Lawler, wants to beat your brains out. And he'll be there. And it's one other thing I want to tell you, Eric Embry. I've had time to settle down and think about what happened. If you ever put your hands on me again, then I'm going to fight you, and you can rest assured of that.
He can do it, too. All right. Well, Tom Pritchard and Ms. Texas First of all, you leave him alone. Just say your piece and get out of here.
I am sick and tired of this character assassination going on Eric Embry and the state of Texas today. All right? I just want to let you know that when you do meet Eric Embry, wherever or however it will be, you and I both know what he can do to you, and he's going to show you right what he does. Now, listen, don't get in any trouble because we got a Tennessee conspiracy going on here. Don't worry about this guy because he's not a king. He's more like a joker. Don't worry. Eric Embry will take care of you. Let me just say this. When you're talking about people from Tennessee, you stand over here. Don't you be looking at nothing, pal. When you talk about people
exactly
from...
what I'm looking at is nothing right there.
I got more important things on my mind. I got a lot more important things on my mind. Like some guy who calls himself a dirty white boy. From a place called Bucksnort, Tennessee. Who in the heck lives in Bucksnort, Tennessee but a bunch of dip-chewing, tobacco-chewing women? Smelly women, smelly men. You got a girl. You got a dirty little white girl who wants to stand in your corner. Well, let me show you what's standing in my corner. Let me show you what comes from Texas. We don't call them girls in Texas. We call them women. And this is a woman in the first degree. And dirty white girl, if you even stick your nose in our business, you may not even make it to the arena Monday night. You may not even make it to Memphis Monday night because this girl right here, besides being a lady, she could scratch your eyes out. She could knock a man out, and you felt her sting before, and you know exactly what it feels like. She could knock the dirty white girl down, and I know I could take care of anybody from Tennessee with a name like Dirty White Boy.
Dirty White Boy, Tony Anthony and Kim, the Dirty White Girl, will be there, let me tell you. Come on, Pritchard, y'all get out. Let's
get rid of Eric Embry's stooges out here. And you know, he brings out this Miss Texas. I remember the first time I ever saw Miss Texas, I walked up to her and I reached down to pet her cat and it was a hair on her legs. That's what I think of it.
We'll be back. Now we're about set to go with this next match. First, a quick reminder about the King's Hotline. You can call the King's Hotline, get all the information from the King about Eric Embry and what's going on in the USWA. It's 1-900-654-KING. That's 1-900-654-5464. The King's Hotline. In the ring right now, we've got Dr. Tom Pritchard. Ms. Texas is over in the corner. Carl Stiles is his partner, and look across the way. You got Tony Anthony right there, the Dirty White Boy. Dirty White Girl is in the corner. Bill Superstar Dundee is partner.
I can't hear. Is Miss Texas saying? Are you saying something to me? Hey, Miss Texas. Miss Texas. I want to ask her a question. I want to ask her, is that her face or did her neck throw up?
Dirty White Boy going to start off against Carl Stiles, Dave. I'll tell you, Tom Pritchard and Miss Texas seem preoccupied with the fact that Jerry the King Lawler is here with us at the desk. This should be a very interesting match, maybe a foreshadowing of the things to come, because you got Dirty White Girl in one corner and Miss Texas in the other.
And you got Carl Stiles in the ring there, flexing his muscles. He's got $1 million body, but a 10-cent brain.
Dirty White Boy taking the brunt of Carl Stiles right now. You can hear Pritchard in the background yelling, "That's how you fight." Up off the rope. Nice back body drop on Carl Stiles by the Dirty White Boy. Dirty White Boy sent into the ropes again. Stiles tries a hip toss. It's reversed. Here comes Pritchard. There's a body slam for Dr. Tom. Here comes one for Carl Stiles. And the Dirty White Boy cleaning house in the ring.
Who's in control there? Yeah.
Let Pritchard come over here and tell us that's how you fight now, right? He's screaming, that's how you fight when Stiles had the upper hand. Now they're both out on the floor. Maybe that's how you run.
That's what the Texans have been doing so well today, is running. First Embry and now Pritchard. Editorial from Carl Stiles.
Tell you, they're
Good fight, don't they?
Well,
not much you can say when they're saying it all, is there?
no, except cut their microphone, perhaps.
Tag is made. Dr. Tom Pritchard going to come in after Carl Stiles softened up the dirty white boy, and he backs him in the corner, but boy, did the white boy ever come firing back on Dr. Tom Pritchard. And Tom Pritchard down to the floor. Looks like he may have taken that lesson out of the Eric Embry book.
Yeah, exactly. Eric Embry was, I mean, you know, I guarantee you he got the most exercise that he's ever had in his life today. That's the longest distance he's ever run. But he's not going to be able to run when I get him in the ring this week, because he is going to be there. There'll be no disqualification, no count out, and it's just going to be he and I. He can run for a while, but I guarantee you he'll run until that tongue of his be hanging out like a red necktie, and when he finally stops and can't run anymore, I'm going to hurt him like he's never had it in his life.
Superstar Bill Dundee, there's a little insult to injury by the dirty white girl. Tom Pritchard said he was going to go after him, but whoa, or after her, but Bill Dundee and Tony Anthony right there to protect her. And Dr. Tom Pritchard got the best end of that, worst end of that deal.
Yeah, he's getting the worst end of it. It seems like maybe Eric Embry might need to come out here and help his boys. Give him a little guidance. Eric Embry, why don't you come on out here, boy? Come on out and help your pals here. Help your little stooges. Where are you, Eric? Or maybe it's like I hear when all the fans start chanting in the arenas every week. Maybe it really is Erica instead of Eric. Maybe he is just like this Miss Texas, a big gutless wonder, and maybe he ought to be wearing a dress instead of wrestling tights. Is that your problem back there, Erica? I know you're listening. What's it going to take to get you out here, gutless?
He's not coming out. She's not coming out.
Yes, he's not coming out.
He picks his shots when he's...
Yeah.
When I get through with him, if he comes out here, he'll be picking his teeth up off the floor.
I think Pritchard's telling the truth about that. He wants to be able to jump somebody from behind is what he wants to do.
That's exactly his mode of operation. And it doesn't seem like he cares who he jumps as long as it's whoever's in his way, or he thinks is in his way. Here's Pritchard in on superstar Bill Dundee. I've noticed in this match that Pritchard is only tagged in at times when the opponent is already down.
And then he didn't even tag. He just clapped his hands behind the referee's back.
Dundee now firing back on Tom Pritchard. Pritchard into the waistbands of the trunks. Tag going to be made, and here comes Carl Stiles back in. Pritchard leaving Dundee wide open and then stomps away.
Look at Miss Texas standing there. What good is she, huh? What is she? What purpose does she serve standing out there? Shaking her head, walking around with those skinny legs. Look at, last time I saw legs like that, they had a message tied to them. She thinks she looks good. She got another thing coming.
Carl Stiles in the ring, still barring the arm of Bill Dundee. This has been a wild match from the opening bell, Dave.
Oh, it has action from the beginning. Look out, Bill Dundee with a body slam on Stiles. Whoa.
Dundee missing when he dropped that fist onto Carl Stiles. I'll say this much, Bill Dundee, as long as there's an ounce of breath in his body, he's going to take the fight to his opponent. Now being double teamed in the corner. Pritchard from outside. And again, we see Pritchard get involved once his opponent is on the down and out and is tied up.
There he is. Bill Dundee hits the mat. Pritchard running his mouth a good bit of the day, yelling something at the referee. I didn't hear what he was saying.
Goes right back in after the arm of Bill Dundee. Referee Paul Neighbors trying to keep control. Dundee needs to make the tag to the dirty white boy.
You know, you said about running their mouth. I've said it many times. If guys like Pritchard and Eric Embry could win a match with their mouth, they'd both be the world champions. But you can't. As you can see right there, when it gets down to going toe-to-toe, you watch. Pritchard will be the one to get on his back pedal.
All four men in the ring now. Tony Anthony and Dr. Tom Pritchard, they've already had that one. Oh, here comes Miss T. She's got something in it. Dirty white girl in from behind, and here we go. The dirty white girl in Miss Texas. Look at this. They are after each other. They are literally at each other's throats, among other places.
Well, she looks like a real lady, doesn't she?
Yeah, she had a handful of powder she was going to throw at Tony Anthony, but Kim, the dirty white girl, was able to get there and stop that. We're going to have to get a ruling for the referee. Paul Neighbors says stop, no contest. All right, the two of them jumped in the ring, so he's just going to rule it no contest. All right. Oh, my goodness, what kind of action. That's the first fall. Let's check the time, and we'll be back with you in a moment. An incredible night of action coming up Monday night at the Pipkin Building. It will be again at 8 o'clock.
And it'll be a super summer spectacular. We're kicking off summer in the right way. There are 2 trips to be given away on the Memphis Queen, 2 dinners for 2 at the Spaghetti Warehouse. We have that 4-foot-tall Feifel Mouskins, is that his name? Mouskowitz,
yeah.
All right. From the movie American Tail, all that to be given away. No purchase necessary entry blanks will be available for the Super Summer Spectacular. The Parade of Champions, Monday night at the Pipkin Building.
Parking's free. Opening match, Doug Gilbert goes against Chris Candido. Following that, it'll be Rob Zukowski, athletic young man we saw in here a little bit earlier, going against Tex Salinger. Then the World Light Heavyweight title on the line. Danny Davis has the belt. He'll put it on the line against Dong Chao-Mang. Then that round-robin tournament, the winner gets the Southern Heavyweight title match. Winner of round-robin match number 1 goes against the winner of round-robin match number 2. And match number 1 will be the superstar, Bill Dundee, going against Carl Stiles. He was out here talking about it a little bit earlier. He said he's number 5 on the list. His career's been off track for the last few weeks. He feels like he can defeat Carl Stiles. And then he thinks he will be going against Eddie Gilbert. Eddie Gilbert will have to beat Tagar first, though. But Dundee is pretty well conceding that Gilbert should be the winner of this match. And then that would make a Dundee-Gilbert match. The winner of that one then would get the Southern Heavyweight title. Mixed man's and ladies match. Boy, this one already off to some kind of start after this match right here today. Dirty White Boy and Dirty White Girl, Tony Anthony and Kim, will be going against Tom Pritchard and the self-proclaimed Ms. Texas. Look out, I'm not sure the Pipkin Building's going to hold this one.
Plus, there'll be a loser to split team match, no disqualification. The World Tag Team Champions, Jeff Jarrett and Robert Fuller, will take on the Western States Champions, Judge Dredd and Samu. Losing team has to split the team, and that one, boy, that one's going to be a wild one in itself.
We've already just told you about 2 matches that would be main events anywhere, but get ready for this. As I just said earlier, this is going to be the biggest match anywhere in the world come Monday night. It is going to be grudge match, of course. No disqualification. The King, Jerry Lawler, is going to be in there against Eric Embry, and it's only because of you that you're going to be there, because Eddie Marlin had fired him. He had him out of here.
You know, all I want is one more day, and I've been trying to think how long it's been. How long back was it that Eric Embry had brought in this whole group from Texas and has been running things and controlling things around here and creating confusion and creating all kind of havoc? Well, it's all coming to an end Monday night, because Eric Embry, like I said, like Dave Brown just said, you wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for me, and you won't be here after Monday night because of me.
I sure hope you're right. I would love to be rid of him. And you're right, it'll be a lot better to be rid of him if you run him out of town. Here comes the Dirty White Girl, Kim, and Tony Anthony, the Dirty White Boy.
Dave, I done found out what Texas is good for. They breed real good track stars, because it seems like every time you go to get your hands on them, they gone, baby. King knows about this. He's chased Eric Embry all over this studio and hadn't caught him yet. But Tom Pritchard, Monday night, mixed tag team. Now, this little lady right here, she's not a professional wrestler. She's a manager and my valet. But pound for pound, baby, when it comes to scrapping, I'll put her against anybody, baby. And Tom Pritchard, you've got to deal with me, big boy, because this time, Daddy, you going down. Baby, you got anything to say?
Let me tell you something, you witch. I'm coming to kick your butt Monday night, and that's the only thing I got in my mind. And I promise you this, you will not run nowhere this time.
Dirty White Boy, Dirty White Girl, Tony Anthony and Kim, they head out of here. We're gonna be back with more USWA action for you in a moment. Stay with us. Oh, what a day, and more to come here. We're going to bring this match back and have a second fall here with Carl Stiles and Dr. Tom Pritchard against Bill Dundee and Dirty White Boy. Eddie Marlin came out during the break and said that he is going to require that Miss Texas and the Dirty White Girl stay in the dressing room because he interfered in that first fall. I tell you what, 4 in the ring, I'm not sure we're much better off here.
Really, the first fall ended up in a double disqualification. The girls banned from ringside for this fall. And all 4 men, Carl Stiles and superstar Bill Dundee, Dundee on the floor. There you see Tom Pritchard and the Dirty White Boy. There's Stiles and Dundee, the referee, trying to separate everybody. But this one, Dirty White Boy and Dr. Tom Pritchard, they've been at each other's throats for a few weeks here now. And looks like it is getting worse instead of getting better.
You're right. Time is going to become a factor in this, too. We've got about 3 minutes left in our time limit.
Time left. Maybe we could invite Erica to come out and stand in their corner for the last 3 or 4 minutes, huh? What about it, Erica Embry? Come on out here.
I got a feeling that's not going to happen, Jerry. Probably Erica Embry's left the building.
Yeah,
if he's smart.
If he's smart, he has, but I'm not sure. He probably hasn't left the building in that case.
Him of being smart.
That's an excellent point after a couple of his appearances here today.
Carl Stiles in the ring against Dirty White Boy Tony Anthony. Here's the tag made. In fact, Dr. Tom Pritchard just slapping the shoulders of Carl Stiles, coming in up against Dirty White Boy, getting his shots in. Boy, that pattern is very obvious, Dave. When his opponent is down in a tag team match, then here comes Dr. Tom Pritchard.
You're right. Less than 2 minutes left in the time limit as the action continues.
Ooh. Look at the clothesline by the Dirty White Boy. That turned Dr. Tom Pritchard up and over. And Monday night at the Pipkin Building, all this action, I hope you're right. I hope the Pipkin Building can take it.
Yeah, and, not going to have tag team partners to worry about either. It's going to be these two guys right here. Tony Anthony, Tom Pritchard with Dirty White Girl and Ms. Texas in the corners. Look out. Count of one. No, just a 1 count. I thought Tony may have had him right there.
Near pin right there. Here's the tag. Carl Stiles coming in. That mixed man and ladies tag match, White Boy, White Girl against Pritchard in Texas. Loser to split team, Jarrett and Fuller against Judge Dredd and Zambu. And Jerry Lawler, if he doesn't get Embry today, and it doesn't look like he will, he'll get him Monday night.
That's true. Face to face, hopefully, rather than Embry jumping in from behind. Big body slam by Carl Stiles. Time winding down. Little less than a minute left in the time limit.
White Boy working over Carl Stiles. Tag is made as Stiles raked him across the eyes, and Dr. Tom Pritchard's back in. Pritchard right hand. They're exchanging the right hands in there. And it looks like Tony Anthony, the Dirty White Boy, getting the best of that exchange, but leave it to Pritchard to putting the boot to the midsection.
Time is up. That's it. Time is up. This one's going to be a draw. They're still going. I tell you what we're going to have to do.
No respect for you ringing that bell, Dave.
No, they don't. Well, we're going to have to get a commercial break in. We'll try to get it sorted out, and we'll be back. Oh, my goodness. Well, that one ends up in a draw. Both falls, no decision in it, but wild action, let me tell you. And I kind of get the feeling some of that action's going to continue, because as they were leaving, Tom Pritchard was yelling at the King. He had his hands full, and he yelled back at Tony Anthony, and you got your hands full with me. Tony Anthony says, coming back in here.
He said Miss Texas was going to knock the Dirty White Girl's teeth out. Well, I tell you what, it would be the other way around. Dirty White Girl said she would knock Miss Texas's teeth out, but she didn't want to improve her looks. So I don't know what's going to happen.
Monday night at the Pipkin Building. 8 o'clock, it all begins there. Special prizes, no purchase necessary, entry blanks available. Loser splits the team match. Jeff Jarrett, Robert Fuller are going to be going against Judge Dredd and Samu in that one. And then that big main event. You are going to have Eric Embry in there.
What I want you to do, Eric, if you can tell time, I've never seen you with a watch on, probably can't tell time, but get somebody to count the time down for you, because you don't have a lot of time between now and Monday night. And Monday night, pal, you're going to see that I'm going to do for you what Eddie Marlin started to do. I'm going to finish your little stay in this area. In Memphis, Tennessee, after Monday night and after I get through with you, you're going to go packing, pal. That's a promise.
Sounds good to me to get rid of Eric Embry.
Well, we found a way to keep him off the set. That is, have Jerry Lawler out here.
I wish he would come out here. I would love for him to come out here. Just real quick. We got just a few seconds left, Erica. Come on out one time. Would you like to see him come out just for 1 second? Come on, Eric.
I don't think he's going to be here. I don't think he's going to make it out. I think maybe he's got at least... What? The crowd wants him out here, too.
Come on out.
We're out of time. I'm sorry. I'd love to see him out here. Until next week, more of the same. For Michael St. John and for the King, I'm Dave Brown. So long, everybody.